Hey, welcome. Caitlin Edgar here from CaitlinEdgar.com. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I want to share with you something very simple and straightforward that you can do in order to help you move through any challenge that's going on with your life way quicker. So what I want you to do is get familiar with God's perspective. So in any given situation, in any challenge that you might face, whether it be, a communication issue or a relationship issue, financial, something going on with your body, there's two ways that you can look at your situation. You can look at your situation from your ego's perspective, which is going to be linked with a lot of pain, anger, fear, intensity, high levels of emotion. And that's your ego perspective. So I'm going to give you an example of what that might look like. If I'm having an issue with, say, my partner, and he's been, I think he's been a real jerk, and he's not being very understanding, he's not getting me, he's not, trying to really understand my perspective and whatever, I'm feeling pissed off. Well, I can look at that from the perspective of, why is he, treating me like that? I don't understand. This isn't fair. Ugh, blah, blah, blah. That's an ego perspective. Now, while it's totally okay to have those feelings surface, and, I'm not saying disregard any of your feelings are all valid, but in the midst of all of that, what I want you to ask yourself is, okay, what's God's perspective here? That's my ego perspective. Now, what's God's perspective? As soon as you ask that question, what is God's perspective? You're going to, if you allow the answer to come, you're going to hear some very wise, calming, straightforward, clear answer. And this answer is going to shift your perspective. So if I actually take the time when I'm in the midst of feeling really frustrated with my partner and say, okay, God, what's your perspective here? What's the higher perspective? And I listen for the answer. Usually I'll get something like, well, Caitlin, you're actually projecting, this fear on him, or something like that. And so just take a minute to see what it is that you're projecting, and from that place, take responsibility for what's going on, and you can now clearly communicate with him. And the purpose in this all unfolding is so that you too can actually relieve this pattern that you've been playing out over and over again. So it's actually a healing. So God's perspective shows me that the purpose for whatever scenario that's unfolding in my life is actually for good. It's actually for a healing or an evolution, whatever it is that you want to call it, or however it comes through for you. God's perspective is always a perspective that leaves you feeling grounded, centered, understanding. So you might actually experience both perspectives at one time, and that's okay. What's not good is if you're only understanding and seeing something from your ego's perspective. As soon as you notice yourself in that space, just ask, God, what's your perspective? Please show me your perspective so I can understand the deeper reason for this scenario unfolding in my life. Okay? Get connected with God's perspective. That's what I wanted to talk with you about today. I hope that you actually take that question and use it in your life every single day. Anytime a challenge comes up for you, God, what's your perspective? Please show me how to see this situation through your eyes. Have a great day, you guys. I'm sending you so many blessings and lots of love. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.